I'm causing mayhem every motherfucking Mondays from now on, and I want y'all to bring it. No, you got your man out there doing bigger and better things, okay? And I blame, Trey asked a good question. How did it get so bad? I blame y'all. Because y'all been sitting on the fucking sidelines, letting these women do this bullshit, not setting boundaries, not telling women no, fuck off. And that's why we do what you allow us to do. You are one I love to hate and hate to love, but at the end of the day, I love you, baby girl. Come on the panel, let's go, please. Let's go. You're going to be emotional, but you might go back limping. What's going on? What's going on to all my embracers? How y'all doing tonight? I am definitely on the Black Man Unfiltered show, and tonight we are going to cause Monday mayhem. Because what are we talking about? We talking about this soft guy era, and this drizzle drizzle movement. I know a lot of women are pissed off about it, or they just don't like this drizzle drizzle movement. But of course, as usual, I'm always going against the grain because that's who I am. And I love it. I love the drizzle drizzle movement because it's showing just how unrealistic women are out here expecting things from men, how delusional women are of what they expect of men, how they want everything, but are not willing to give very much or sometimes nothing at all, because they think just because they have a box that should be enough, that they are the table, or they bring vagina to the table and that should be enough. Well, you know what? The guys are turning the tables. They're not turning them. They're flipping the damn tables because, and it's really, it is, what they're doing is mirroring women that have these unrealistic expectations and showing how silly and how ridiculous y'all sound with these lists that y'all have, these expectations that you have of men, and you're not even the list. I saw a short one day of, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he said, it's okay. Write everything you want on the list that you want from a man. But before you think you can find that man, make sure you become that list. And he was absolutely right. How can some of y'all women expect so much of y'all men, but are not willing to give the same? Where is the reciprocation? Where is the give and take? Again, y'all think because y'all got vagina that should be enough. Do y'all know that vagina is the most thing that's walking around on this earth? It's 12 vaginas to one penis right now. Yep. It's 12 women to one man. So you got to knock off 11 other females to try to get to that one woman, to that one man, I'm sorry. So you got to put in work. You got to put in effort. And if you do get the man, it don't end there. You got to keep the man and maintain the man. Have I lost a few ones? Absolutely. Absolutely. And we all have. We all have. But I've also held on to a few for many, many years. So it offsets it, and it's all good. But I'm here to show the younger ladies and some of you old cougars who are so set in your ways and think that at 40, 50, or 60, you still have the kind of options and have the audacity to have these high standard lists and think you're going to find you not only a high value man, but think you're going to find you a man, period. And you'll pass by and look over really good men because they don't check off everything off your list. I had to readjust my list. One, not because my taste has changed and things have changed. Two, because things become more of a priority as you get older. And three, I have to admit that some of my standards and some of my expectations, I mean, I think I only have one that was really outlandish, and people laugh at me all the time. I like them tall. I mean, I like them tall. My cutoff height, my height requirement for this ride was supposed to be 6'2" and higher, but I've had to change that. Now it's 5'9". Anything under 5'9", I'm not fucking with it. And
I got my drink in my two-step.
And to my short guys, no offense, I love y'all too, but it's a preference. There's nothing against you. I'm short as hell. I'm 5 feet, so you know. So at least I had the sense to change the list, you know, and readjust it and really look at my list. So with that being said, of course, we're going to go over some videos and we're going to talk about it. And of course, whoever wants to come up, give us a shout out, and BMU will drop the link, because that's my guy back there on BMU Network. He is back there behind the scenes and he's doing his thing for me. So we are going to go over the first video.
All right, here we go.
I am so glad that men just have stopped pretending. I would much rather dusty men know their place and own the fact that they don't have the masculine characteristics to actually provide for a woman and be the leader of a family. The best part about them owning Drizzle Drizzle is the fact that it's going to make dating for women a lot easier. Because now men are not going to be hiding whether or not they're dusty, whether or not they're providers. So now I'm really glad men are really, standing up and being like, hey, I want to be treated like a woman.
This is another woman that just doesn't get it. Men are literally flipping the script, ladies, in order to open your eyes. These are not their words. They're your words. Them using Drizzle Drizzle is just them utilizing your same arguments against you. And you're not getting it. It's hilarious to them. Which is why I think this trend is here to stay.
Okay. I'm showing this video because you have one that thinks the Drizzle Drizzle movement is doing her a favor by pointing out supposedly all the dusties and the pookies and whatever. But then you got the girl with some sense that's realizing that this is a mockery. The men are mocking us. The men are trying to show us just how silly we sound and look when we show these unrealistic expectations. And I embrace it because it gives women like me hope that the good ones are going to stand out now. The men are literally going to be checking off their lists, and the ones that are not suitable are going to be cut off from the list. The ones that are serious and looking for a serious relationships, the one that just want a hunch, they're going to do whatever they want, you know, dump and smash and dash, pump and dump or whatever. But the ones that are really serious, they are really you guys like really open their eyes, and I love it because no longer are they going to be sitting on the sideline. They are now going to be setting boundaries. They are now going to be having standards and making y'all put in the work, and not just because you have a vagina. And some of y'all don't even put in work with that. Just lay there like a dead fish. So with that being said, so the second girl that was on the video, she gets it. She gets it. I get it, because I don't think that it's really gonna happen out there in the real world. Some men are taking it to the extreme, and they really are in their soft guy era. But it really is just to mirror our behavior and our jargon and our dialogue and how we sounding to men. It's making us look like we're idiots. It really is. So with that being said, I just want to talk about some of the unrealistic things that women have and how ridiculous it sounds. I was watching live last night where a man was saying that a lot of women don't know the concept of building with a man. A lot of y'all women want a ready-made man, to the 666, 6-pack, 6 feet, 6 figures. And that's good to have. But again, are you that list? Are you making 6 figures? Do you have a 6-pack? I mean, you're not going to be 6 feet tall. Most women are not 6 feet tall. But the point is, are you able to deliver half the shit that you're requiring from men? You want him to have a high profile job. You want him to make 6 figures, but at the meantime, you're working at McDonald's. Supposedly it's a bad thing to work at McDonald's, but it's all good. But you can't be working at McDonald's and want a 6-figure man. It just doesn't work. You want a man to pull up in a Maserati, but you in a bucket. You want a man to have nice clothes, nice shoes, and jewelry, and you're not looking like that. I mean, ladies, make it make sense. You have all these high expectations, but have nothing to offer back but vagina. And even that gets old. Even that gets boring. Because you stop wearing the sexy stuff. Hey, Takey, how are you, my girl? How you been?
I've been okay, my dear. I just came to say hello to you. That's all.
Thank you. So real quick, what do you think about this Drizzle Drizzle movement?
I love it.
I knew you would.
I love it.
Why?
Shout out to the Drizzle Drizzle. I love it because it's a mirror. It's a mirror that our brothers are showing our sisters that sprinkle don't make no sense. But a lot of content creators are missing that part. They think that Drizzle Drizzle is real. So I don't know how they think that's real, but they're missing the bigger picture. That sprinkle nonsense is foolery. It's straight up foolery. So shout out to all the brothers who do Drizzle Drizzle. Make her pay your rent. You know what I'm saying? That car.
Right. I saw a short where the lady was going off and he turned around and said, "No dick."
That's right. No dick. That's right. Tell her.
Now, are you hungry? What you want? Chick-fil-A? And she started talking again. No dick. And that's what has to happen, because a lot of us are walking around self-entitled.
True.
Selfish. And why should 80% of marriages be in sexless marriages when it's your duty to satisfy your husband?
I think they like to make them suffer. That's sad.
They like to make themselves what?
I think they like to make their husband suffer.
And that's bad.
Yeah, and I think it's because that man that married her is not the man she actually desired.
Ooh, so you think she's doing some internal payback?
I'm wondering if she's doing it to hurt the man who saved her, because the man she wanted to save, I mean, the man that she wanted to save her couldn't save her. But the man who actually came to save her, she's punishing him for his
So
clean.
she settled.
Yeah, that's what she claims you know what I'm saying? But I wonder when women say, "Oh, I settled for you." I wonder, because actually, if the man come with a clean slate, right, and he ain't got no issues at all, no children at all, I think he the one who settled. He the one
But,
who.
but of course women won't see it that way. Take heed.
No, they won't. Cause I always say that about my husband. My husband, I was a baby mama. My husband settled for me. He ain't had to. He had other women sniffing under him and everything, but he settled for me. Now, I mean, I won, so I'm happy. I won, I'm happy.
Wait, did he pick you? He picked you.
Listen.
So that means you must be a pick me because he picked you.
Listen, I'm gonna take every name.
I know that's right.
Every name that they throw at me, I don't care.
I hear you. It's like it's a bad thing to get picked. I mean, somebody left a comment on one of my videos talking about you ain't nothing but a pick me. Yeah, I want to get picked. Doesn't everybody want to get picked? I mean, it's just so silly. It makes me laugh sometimes. Everybody has the goal to get picked. Most women do want to get married. They fantasize it from as they're little girls being fed bullshit from fairy tale Disney movies, happily ever after, that their prince is gonna their king is gonna come save them.
Well,
But you gotta be worthy. You gotta be worthy.
well, let them tell it they happy being single. Let them tell it they happy. They content with being single. But I'm gonna share something with you. I was a baby mama for a long time. That bullshit that they be talking about on social media, that's a damn lie. I know the nights when you cry, when you sit on your bed at night. I know the nights when you gotta go into the bathroom and lock the door and turn on the shower so the child don't hear you crying. I know the nights when you gotta call your baby daddy and ask him to please make sure you come on time. You know what I'm saying? I know the nights when the bills is due. You ain't got enough food to feed that child. I know the nights, and I'm gonna share something with you. Ain't no way in good and well hell I'm gonna go back to that. Ain't no way. Everybody can graduate from their marriage. I ain't graduating with mine. I'm not gonna graduate with mine. I want mine death do us part. You feel me? And I
I
still
know
want
that's
to
right.
aggravate you in the afterlife. I told my husband I'm gonna still aggravate you in the afterlife. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Mm-mm.
I hear you. Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. I was a baby mama too. And yes, I talk about the importance of marriage and marriage, but you know what? I required marriage from him. It happened much later than it was supposed to happen because of circumstances, but I required marriage. I remember that conversation, and he knew it. He knew that, and he was okay with it. When I talked to him, he was like, "Baby, I knew that we was going to get married. I would have never got you pregnant." So it was understood. And finally, when it was able to happen, my baby was 4 years old, and he was the ring bearer in the wedding, and he saw it. And he was gorgeous. And his other son from his first marriage, he was a groomsman. So it was a beautiful, and we got married by the church. Are we together right now? No, it didn't work out. Okay, but you know what? I can look at my son's eyes and say I did what I was supposed to do. I gave you a father and a mother and the family unit till he was 11 years old. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, and that's okay.
Sometimes it doesn't, and you right. You know, a lot of times when I go so hard on baby mothers is because I was one. I go so hard on my sisters because I was one. Because I was living in that delusional state back in the day too. that we think we can conquer everything and we don't need nobody. That's the bad part about being.
See, I was the opposite take. I didn't know nothing about being a single mama because I saw my daddy and my mom, and I saw my uncles and my aunties. Everybody in my family was married, so I didn't see none of that, and I didn't want. I didn't want to. I'm already in my immediate family with my siblings. I'm the only child with melanation. You know, they're all Italian and white with blue eyes. I'm the only one with melanation, and I didn't literally want to be the black sheep of the family. And there you go, another statistic. So no, it was a requirement, and he was okay with it with no pushback. But we don't do, a lot of us don't do that no matter what color we are, white, black, polka dot, Chinese. A lot of women don't require that, and they're okay thinking that it's okay to raise, especially a boy without a father, a little boy.
But I'm gonna share something with you. It's only until the boy become big and he ready to whoop on your ass, mama. Then you want a man to come in. Then you want the father to come in. I just saw something on Instagram earlier today that a son deleted his soon-to-be stepfather. A son deleted his soon-to-be stepfather.
Why?
And he just was jealous. Son husband. He was a son husband, just jealous. And the mama was on the news, and the mama said she would be the first one to sign a petition to get her son the death penalty because she was in love with this man and the son had deleted him. And my heart just broke when she said that, because I'm going to share something with you. The son is responsible, yes. He's responsible wholeheartedly. But when we raise our sons to be son husbands, this is the problem. When the daddy is not in this child's life and teaching this child, why would you even agree for this child to go stay with the daddy at 19? Why would you wait that long for that boy to go stay with his father?
It's too late then. I mean, it's never too late, but he had to get him at the age of either 9 or 10, right before he hits puberty.
Yeah, or younger. And I'm gonna share something with you. I believe this in my heart so badly, and I know a lot of women hate me for this, but I believe children should be raised by their daddy. I ain't gonna sit up here
from birth. From birth.
I believe like once the mama can like finish breastfeeding them, they should go live with the daddy. Mm-hmm. And you know,
wow, I believe about 7 or 8 years old, because we are the nurturers, we are the first teachers. So, but okay, I mean, okay.
You don't have to agree with it, but that's how I feel, because you want to know why they need that structure. They need that structure,
that discipline.
You know, sometimes we coddle our boys too much. I'm guilty of that. We coddle our boys too much. It was until my oldest son got out on his own that he learned how to be a man. Because I coddled him, I gave him everything. I was so affectionate to him. And so when he got out in the real world, he like, Mama, this is hard. And I told him, I said, this is a man's world. You got to deal with it, baby. You got to deal with it. Life is hard for a man. But people don't think that. They think that, you know, the life of a man is easy. But it's hard. Nobody give a damn about men. Somebody said, I was in a chat maybe like 2 days ago, and a black woman was like, why is it that melanated sisters are the least to get married? Because, you know, we like at 38%. And I said, because we dislike our brothers. And everybody in the chat was like going crazy, like, oh, take heed, you wrong, and this and that. I'm like, well, it is what it is. I don't give a damn. I just drop bombs. I walk off. I don't care. You know how many people I got? You know how many people I got talking about to me? You sound stupid. Respond to me. I sound stupid, but you want me to respond. What is that? I just told you what I.
So you want me to respond stupidly?
Take a picture, write it down. I don't give a fuck. You hear me? Do what it do.
Women ain't shit.
Why?
So it is what it is, but it's the truth. And you know what? When you have been passed down from generation to generation and think that this makes sense, and this is what you pick up, because me too, I would pass down from generation to generation. I always thought men ain't ish and this and that, and you could do bad all by yourself and you don't need nobody. I used to think that too. I kid you not. I kid you not. I thought it too.
Because that's all you heard from the women around your family, right?
I'm telling you, that's all I heard back in the day. That's all I heard back in the day. And so it got, when I was like in my mid-20s, I'm like, why can't I keep a man? Why can't I keep a man? And I think every melanated sister have to ask themselves that. Why can't you keep a man? What is the problem? What's going on with you? You know what I'm saying? When you see women on social media now, they in their like late 60s, 70s, and they up here talking about men ain't ish. Baby, please go sit down. You missed the mark. Your time has passed. You at the wall with a dunce hat on. Please go sit down. Because we don't need you to contribute anything. You have fucked your own life up. You know what I'm saying? You telling them what? What are you telling the young folk? You telling them what? Something that shocked me so bad is that you have women that's like 70, late 60s, talking about they got a boyfriend. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. You got a boyfriend.
See,
I got a problem.
take heed. I'm in that group though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I heard when you said it, and I said, you know what? If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But I had to fly with it because it did apply, and you're right. So I'm like, damn. It's either I put pressure, you know what I put pressure, or it doesn't happen. And but you see, when you say something, I don't get offended. If it's the truth, I handle the truth. But it's funny when a lot of times we say things and people get in their feelings and they get triggered, they get mad. I heard it. I was walking around the house and I had my headset on because I got to hear you with my headsets on because you know how you be sometimes. And I love it. My son was like, no, I want to hear her. I said, no. But I'm like, damn, she's right. She's right. And then I try to justify it with my situation when, you know, I got separated. But I'm like, she's right. I ain't got time here to be fooling and wasting time. If we're going to be together, we're going to be together. Let's make a move. So I get you, take heed. But the difference is that I didn't get my panties in a bunch. I sat in it and marinated in it. And I'm going to do something about it versus just lashing out or you know what I'm saying, cursing you out. I embraced it.
But I'm gonna share something with you, sis. I'm gonna share something with you. People that are content creators that I rock with, they say shit to me that thing hurt. That thing hurts sometimes. And I'm gonna share something with you. I gotta swallow that because I did it. You understand? When Black Men Unfiltered be having shows about nonsense that baby mamas have done, I have to sit in my feelings. I gotta sit there. Because you wanna know why? I done that nonsense. I gotta sit there and be like, I did it. That's why when he have segments and I'm like, ooh, I ain't ready for this. But I gotta sit in it because I have done it. That's why when I come on my channel, I think I'm one of the content creators that I will tell you the shit that I've done. Like, I'm not scared. You know, you could do whatever you want to do. You could say you heard whatever. And I listen, I don't need nobody to tell my story. I come tell it. Because you want to know why? I want to be truthful to my audience.
Hey, you better tell your story because if you don't, they will for you. They will dig deep and get private information and put it on live. That's what they do when they get in their feelings.
But
so
I'm gonna share something.
Trust me, I know.
It's a learning lesson. When you be around content creators that will call you on your ish, or they'll have a segment about something that you have done, baby, if you can stand 10 toes down in it, baby, you have passed. And as many nights I have been on Black Man Unfiltered on Flipping Tables Tuesday, okay? And I had to stand in that
And
shit.
you had to sit in it, marinate in it.
I had to do it, baby. And my king was looking at me like, go ahead, you got it. You got it because you did it. Go ahead. And I'm like, yeah. So that's why when I come for my sisters and I'm letting them know like what you're doing is not right, I know that there have been times I had to stand in my own. So that's why when I give the correction, it's because I pass you. I know the ending of the nonsense that you're going to do. When you keep that baby away from their daddy, I know your ending. I know your ending. I know when you decide you don't want that baby daddy around that child and they become a teenager and a teenager ready to whoop your ass, but they forgot that the mama is gangster, it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? But when I say this to y'all and I'm like, be mindful of how you treat these children. One day you're going to need them to bring you a drink of water. Nobody
And change your depends.
You feel me? Nobody listens. But I'm already at the finish line. I see your end. When you keep these babies away, I see your end. I did the same thing. And my son is 30 years old. This boy don't say she to me. Even though I did everything I was supposed to do and I bought him the world. But one thing he wanted, and I keep telling my sisters this, you could buy these babies all the things in the world, take them vacation and all these things to beautiful places all around the world. You can take them. But guess what? Only thing they really want is that daddy. That's the only thing they want. And when they get that daddy, baby, you see this child act a whole different way.
Yep.
Because listen, they have that connection with the owner's manual. Shout out to JT. They got the connection with that owner's manual. They need the owner's manual. But us sisters, we don't understand that. And I digress.
No, because we run on emotions. We run on emotion. And I'm gonna say one little thing, my light skinned brother from another mother, and I'm gonna let you speak on this. The reason why I talk on things is because I come from experience, and I want to teach and show people what not to do and how to become better. Because when we know better, we do better. And when people try to dig up your past and try to bring up the old Grace, that's 10 years ago. We're not the same person we was last week. So I'm embraced the grace now. Back then, I was boss lady. I was lucky. I was smoky. That's not who I am today. And what my purpose is to bring the experiences and things that I've been through with other people to show you better and bring light on the situation. Because at the end of the day, my intentions are good. So the experience that I've experienced the past few days has shown me tremendous growth, because people expect me to react a certain way. But what I'm going to do, I am going to take the high road. I am going to embrace the high. I'm a child. I'm a woman of God. People do what they do. But you know what? I still woke up this morning. I still said my prayers. My rent's going to be paid tomorrow. My dog got his doggy bone. My son went to school this morning. And life is good. Now you come knocking on that door. Now that's different. But life goes on. So, Lit, how you doing tonight, my brother?
I am well. Thank you for asking.
Man, I wanted to answer that question on humble dads, but
yeah,
I was at work. It was a good topic. How was your day today?
Yeah, it was good. Thank you for asking. I will tell you like this. I wanted to get off what I wanted to get off, but I was on somebody else's platform. But I'm finna cut up tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna cut up tonight. Listen, I'm finna speak on it, man. Listen.
Speak on what? What you speaking on?
Listen, I'm gonna explain something to you about this content creation thing. And I want you to remember this. If I ain't learned nothing from Kevin, I learned that you don't beef.
Mm-hmm.
He said it loud and clear. I don't beef. It's a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
No monument was ever created to a critic. Please believe that. Please believe that. And not only that, we got too much work to do to be worrying about, what somebody else ain't doing. If they're not building anything, don't worry about it. But like I was telling Humble Dad today, was that, you know, the reason why most women don't respect men is because they just don't. They don't have a need to. You got too many people pandering to them. My granddad told me a long time ago, he said, what you respect will come to you, and what you don't respect will leave. And that's real talk. And you can see people get on TV and they disrespect men all the time, like Viva Fox. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about her today because I got smoke for her too, because she had something to say about KS. Listen, she talked all that jazz when KS was alive. And then when he passed away, she had smoke for him. You know, you don't kick somebody when they're down. My whole thing is this: your words will come back to bite you. And I saw what Take He talked about earlier today.
So
you know
true.
what I mean? Now she's on TV begging for a man. You see what I'm
Didn't
saying?
she?
The wall has visited her. You see what I'm saying? And my thing is if you look at the old Vivica versus the new Vivica,
It's sad.
what guy is gonna pick this new version?
Nobody.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. You see what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear that. And the killing part about it, she still ain't on her lesson. She's still talking about what she want to do. She want to go shopping. She ain't said nothing about serving no man. So guess what? She gonna continue to get what she got. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say about that. My thing is this, man. If you don't respect people, they're not gonna be around much longer. You know? And I tell folks all the time, believe it or not, men are stripped of their humanity at 18 years old by men and women. You know, it's all about what you can do at this point. They don't care about you. We had a conversation tonight about empathy. You know what I'm saying? People don't show men empathy. They don't really show men sympathy for real. KS said it all the time. The world don't owe you no nothing. You see what I'm saying? Don't owe you a doggone thing. And I believe that. You know what I mean? As soon as you turn 18, it's, oh well, you know, welcome to manhood. Here you go. Nobody care about you like that, you know. And today, Humble Dad had a question. Go ahead.
Real quick, Lid, I want to add something to what you just said. You know, I heard an older guy say this to me one time, man. It just stuck with me forever. He said, most men die when they're 30, but they're not buried till they're 80.
That's correct.
That's nasty.
And then I heard that most men don't get flowers while they're living. They get it at their funeral.
That's correct.
Like, wow.
That's correct.
Wow.
And the thing about it is people take out that disdain that they have for somebody that did them wrong, and they try to paint all men with that broad brush, even if you ain't did nothing to them. You see what I'm saying? It's just all black men just ain't this, that, and the other. Well, that's the man you chose, you know. And I think a lot of times women, you know, they wait until it's too late to try to make a deal. You know, I always tell women all the time, make as early deal as you can and get out the game, because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to get. You know what I mean? Like, for real. You know, and I tell guys the same thing. Hey, man, come out the streets, bro. Go ahead and get your family started. And it is important for young men to be around their fathers. They have to have an idea of who they're going to become, because the only person they can look to is their father for instructions. And the father knows exactly what they're going through because he's looking at himself through his son. And the son is looking at himself through his dad. That is a connection that you just cannot explain. You can't. You know, your son's watching you shave. And one day, you know, he wants to shave. So he might pick up that razor and you have to let him know, son, it's not your time. I know you want to shave. You ain't got no hair. But if I give you this razor too soon, you'll cut yourself. You see what I'm saying? You'll cut yourself. So men need their fathers through every stage of life. They need them when they're babies. They need them when they're adolescents. They need them when they're teenagers. Hell, they even need them when they're grown men. Because you got to have somebody to walk you through those particular stages in life. You see what I'm saying? To help you be a better man, you know, to ignore the people who call you liar when you didn't lie. You see what I'm saying? The people who besmirch your character when you absolutely had nothing to do with that. You see what I'm saying? When you try to walk upright and people will turn around and try to find dirt on you anyway. You see what I'm saying? The other day I had a conversation with a friend of mine, Gregory Devon. I think I had a live last Thursday. And a friend of mine who hadn't seen me in a while, hadn't seen me grow. And she just thought I was just going to go off on her. I said, look, it's been about 2-3 years since the last time you saw me. I'm a totally different person now. I said, I don't have to teach you to beat you. Yeah. So my thing is don't worry about what people remember you as. Just remember who you are right now and continue to grow. and continue to grow. And don't worry about the naysayers, because they ain't doing nothing no way. You know, it takes courage to get up here and turn this microphone on and turn this camera on and stand in the place of judgment and still continue to deliver your message. You see what I'm saying? So yes, you're gonna have them. I appreciate the activity over in the comments section, but don't let that sway you. Even if they make videos and all this other stuff, let them talk. You see what I'm saying? Because they're not doing what you're doing. So I'm gonna tell you like this: ignore the naysayers, and then you hang around the people who are gonna help you grow. People like Take Heed to the Message. People like Black Man and Filtered. Those people who will be the wind underneath your wings to carry you to places a critic will never carry you to. So remember who you serve and remember who you belong to.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate those words, because I am a person of words of affirmation. That's my love language, but it can also turn on you because negative. But the thing is, you learn to just ignore it. It's just words. The fact that people have so much beef and take things so personal over words, and then if those words hit a nerve, sit in it. Sit in it. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. And you guys always hear me say that. But to take it to the levels of what some people can take it to, it really flabbergasted me. And I was like, wow, I must be doing something right. I kind of coined it, Lit and Take Heed. I got Kevin Samuelized. That's what happened.
It's coming.
You know, but on my show this Thursday coming up, I'm doing a show on embracing taking the high road. Okay. Yeah. We have to learn how to sometimes take the high road. And I spoke about a lot of this on previous shows, how you got to be careful on how you pick and choose your battles. Not everything needs a response. No response is a response. You know, when I was younger, Take Heed, I'd jump at everything. I was ready. But you know what? I'm somebody's mama now. You know, I coached basketball. I have 2 good jobs. I have a podcast. How I look being out there. How I gonna carry a name of Embrace the Grace and I'm out here acting like Roxanne with Timberland? I mean, y'all got an opportunity to see her. Y'all know that she's there. But you know what? I'm not trying to keep her there. I'm trying to keep Embrace the Grace there. But what would you have to say, Take Heed?
So what I want to tell you is that one thing I learned about being in these YouTube space, people going like you and they gonna hate you. You understand? They gonna like you and they gonna hate you. Everybody ain't gonna like what you say. You know, people gonna call you liar, say you don't know what you're talking about. And then when the camera get turned off on the content creator, that same person who was in the comment section got to go live their life. What I just spoke about. You the same woman that can't control your sons, but you sitting up here talking about you raising him to be a husband. The same one. That if you tell your son to do something, he telling you hell to no. So, you know, I'm going to share something with you. Fuck them. You know, that's what I say. You know, a lot of people don't like me on these YouTube streets. They call me ugly. You look like Silly from The Color Purple, all this nonsense. But the thing is that I got a king that tell me I'm beautiful. So, you know.
And that's all that matters.
I rock with that. You know what I'm saying? I got a king that touched me at night. I ain't got no Pookie and Ray Ray trying to screw me. So, you know, I'm just saying, you know. I got somebody that if something happened, I can call on. I got somebody, if I don't feel like doing something, I just tell them, honey, I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm lying. I ain't gonna say that to them. I'm lying.
But the option is there.
Yes, the option is there. Okay. I got somebody that I can argue with going over to the meat factory, just like today when we was going to the meat factory, taking that 45-minute drive. Okay. Argue with him the whole time. You know what he told me? I will pull this damn car over. I told him, I said, sir, listen, I don't want no smoke. I just want us to have an adult conversation. He said, not today. Not get behind me, Satan, not today. So I'm just saying, listen, don't worry about the naysayers, baby. You doing something good. That's the problem. And haters gonna hate regardless. Look how, you know what? McKay's soul rest in peace. But did you know how many people dislike this man for no reason? Just because the way he even dressed. The way he dressed, and he dressed so debonair, but the way he dressed, they called him, he gay. The way he talked, the way he tried to caution the melanated community. You know what I'm saying? They disliked him for the truth. But you know what's crazy? Even with him gone, that he has been took into glory, right? Mm-hmm. All the stuff he said came to pass. Ain't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. Who would
Winter is coming.
Who would have ever thought that you would see Viva Fox? Who would ever thought that you would see Lisa Ray talking about I need a warm body?
Begging
I
for
need
a
man. She was on live TV talking
about not Diamond.
Man. Can you
on
imagine?
national TV
Can you imagine? I need a man. But these are the same ones. These are the ones who's talking bad about Kevin, kicking his back in and all that foolery. When God called them to glory, they was laughing and they thought it was funny. And all the women who said nonsense about him. Do you see them on social media? You see?
Even Kendra G straightened up. When she had her little interview.
Basically ran his whole act now.
Right. But exactly.
So who are we? You know what I'm saying? They painted Kevin as the villain because he corrected melanated sisters and he called you out on your ish, but he corrected the brothers too. But everybody always forget that part. They always say all he did was correct the sisters. All he did.
No, he didn't.
But he didn't. He corrected both. But let everybody tell it that he wasn't a good man. Let everybody tell it. Now everybody's speaking his praises. He has gone on to glory. Now everybody want to give him his flowers. It's true.
People don't recognize your genius until you're gone.
No.
And it's sad.
Wait for
it. And it's sad that you have to wait till somebody passes away or something tragic happens to really see the value in people. That is why I'm the type of person, if I have something to say to you that's positive or I love you or whatever, I'll pick up the phone and I appreciate you. Like the situation that I was going through, I made sure that I didn't call any women because I knew that women would drive me to think on emotions and go the worst route. Now, take heed. If I had your number, I would have called you. But I spoke to mostly men because men came with logic to me.
Oh, yes.
They spoke to me. And especially, I call people that know me well. And today was the real conversation where he was like, did you wake up this morning? I said, yeah. You still embrace, right? He was like, so what did they really do to you? Are you still whole? Are you good? Just men have this certain way of putting things in perspective. And that's why it's so important to have our men in our lives because they bring logic. He was like, get the fuck, and he broke it down. Get the F out of your emotions. Get the emotions. What do you have left? You're still embraced. You're still going to do your show. You still have your channel. You're still breathing. Did you die? I said no. And it made sense. And he requested of me, you are not going to engage. I said, yes, sir. You will maintain your classiness and you will not engage. And that's all I needed to hear because I was already going that way anyway. I already got a show for Thursday, taking the high road. So that just validated it. So when Zaddy said, do not engage, I said, okay, do not engage. Because it's not worth. What is it going to solve? What is it going to solve now if I go back and engage and interact with the foolery? Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Take the risk of losing my channel? No.
And you know what? I'll share something with you. My king, somebody told me tonight, they said, take heed. When I see you about to go off when you're on a panel and it might be a man that you disagree with, I always see you look up. He said, and I bet you when you look up, it's your husband you looking at. And I started laughing. I said, yeah, because he's watching me from upstairs. So he can tell if I get triggered, he'll come down and he'll look at me like, don't you.
And it calms you down.
And I'll be like, I'm done. And I close the mic because I got somebody that'll pull me back. That's the blessing about having a covering that some women will never experience. Some women will say, oh no, you're a slave to him. You know, he tell you everything to do. The blessing is that you have a covering, someone that can pull you from the ledge. You know what I'm saying? And when you see me look up, if I'm on a lie, I'm usually looking at my husband because he's telling me, stop.
Yeah, because his presence of coming downstairs is already letting you know. He's silently letting you, and you're absolutely right. That's why it's important to have fathers in a children's life. They bring structure, discipline. I'm going to share something with you. My ex told me, I don't want our son out past 8:30 at night. You women don't have a sense of time. You women lose track of time and don't realize that little people need to feel safe and be at home. So he what he called was chill mode time. He was like, he needs to be in his pajamas, bathed, fed, and everything done by 8:30. And I heeded to that. And I saw the difference because by 7 o'clock, that kid was falling asleep. He couldn't. I never had any trouble making him go to bed every night because he was already tired. He'd go to school all day. I purposely wait till 6 o'clock to pick him up from aftercare because the homework would be done, everything. And all I had to do was bathe him, story time, hang out with him. And by 8:30, I lay in the bed with him. By 9 o'clock, sometimes he wouldn't even he'd be falling asleep in the tub. And parents, and especially mothers, they don't realize that. So when I see a child out at 10, 11 o'clock at night, I'm like, what is this baby doing out? He was like, don't you realize that most accidents happen at night? And you got my baby out there 9, 10 o'clock at night unnecessarily. If you got stuff to do, you make sure you do it during the day. And he would call, take heed and lit. He was a over the road truck driver at the time. And he would call to test me. Where Jordan at? Let me speak to him. And he would ask, you home, baby? What pajamas you got on tonight? Just to test me if I'm doing things right. And I'm telling you, it's things like that what men bring to a relationship and to parenting. And even to this day, that kid, I give him a curfew because I'm the type of parent that according to what you're doing and your maturity level is what's going to be your curfew. You know, I don't believe in giving a curfew at that same time because what if you don't leave the house till 9:30, 10? You know, what if the movie, I can't. So when he tells me, Mom, I'm going to go do this, and this. Okay, you need to be home by 1 o'clock. He don't even make it till 1 o'clock. He's home at 12:30, 12 o'clock. I give him extra space because I know how kids are and I trust him. But the fact still remains is that because of that upbringing and the importance of being home and not running shenanigans. I mean, is my kid perfect? No. Has he made mistakes? Absolutely. But I see now what has brought to this child with structure and routine. Kids need a routine.
And that's what fathers need it.
Exactly, because sometimes we get off track, and we do because we have so many things going on. We got to take this one to practice, that one, but we got to stick to the script. We got to stick to the script. It's important for our kids. If you know you're going to work late, then you need to prep meal for tomorrow night, season the meat the night. We used to have a menu and have a menu and who's working what. Okay, so you're off today, so you can cook today. Okay. Oh, well, I don't come home till 3 o'clock. If you just season the meat, I'll come. Well, I'm gonna grill the meat. You just do the sides. I mean, that was communication. That's how, and we made sure that child ain't gonna know. I tell him all the time, you better get you one that know how to cook. Because he grew up on home cooked meals. But as soon as he turned a teenager and this Chick-fil-A bullshit, he don't, you know, but he'll come home and eat. But it matters. So, what we're really talking about tonight is that I'm embracing the Drizzle Drizzle movement. I like it because it's actually mirroring the foolery that women are out here dishing out for men. I mean, I know we all know about the sprinkle sprinkle, but what say you about the Drizzle Drizzle movement that's going on, the soft guy era?
You know, they made it in jest, but it also reminded some guys, you got a standard too. You know what I mean? You hear so many women talking about how men lie to them and how they cheat. Well, if you set your table for a liar and a cheater, who you expect gonna show up? Quit feeding the liars.
Yeah, you got to take a drink.
Quit feeding the liars and the cheaters. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to realize what you qualify for. You know, if you sit out here and you put out negativity and everything you always got to say is negative and bad about black men, well, guess what? Only the bad ones gonna show up to eat because that's the table you set. Now, if you set the table with kindness and grace, wisdom, knowledge, femininity, softness, then guess who's gonna show up? The man that you desire. So my thing is this: be careful who you set the table for, because that's the person you choose. If all you deal with is liars and cheaters and abusers, that's the table you set for. Now, as far as men is concerned, yes, you should have a standard. You see what I'm saying? You should always want to deal with women who want to be with you for you. Period. Men already know how to take care of women. You know, it's just like we talked about earlier on Humble Dad's channel earlier today. When people call me, first of all, clear the time, respect my time, first of all. Second of all, ask me how I'm doing before you start asking for advice. You see what I'm saying? And when I'm done, thank me for my time. That's courteous. Sometimes you have to train people how you want to be dealt with. And I don't take that from anybody, male or female. Clear my time first. You see what I'm saying? Check to see how I'm doing. Because if I wasn't here, I wouldn't have had the time for you. If I wasn't alive, I couldn't tell you what you wanted to do. And you couldn't ask me how I was if I wasn't no longer here. So my thing is acknowledge my presence. Acknowledge my presence. And I think men should carry themselves as such. You are a man. Carry yourself as a man with dignity, with pride. You see what I'm saying? With honesty, you know, and integrity. And you stand on that. And those who decide to feed the liars, you let them eat from that table until they learn how to change their appetite. So I am all for the Drizzle Drizzle, and I'm all for the soft guy era.
Shout out to Drizzle Drizzle.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I see it as, and I know you guys heard me say this, men are no longer sitting on the sidelines. They are really taking the initiative. And you guys know I'm a boy mom. And I go hard on this because I know that I'm going to have to deal with a daughter-in-law and the mother of my grandbabies. And I put it out there and I teach my son, vet carefully. You're too young right now. I told him, be like Baskin Robbins. Try all 32 flavors. Have your fun, but stay focused. Be on your purpose. Okay? Stay on then don't make no woman no single mother. Don't bring me that riffraff. And you know what he says into my face? Well, you had a baby before you got married. I said, you know what? I sure did. I sure did. But I rectified it and I made it right. It's not what you do sometimes. It's not how many times you fall down, it's how you get up. Like I was never the type of coach that as soon as a child made a mistake, you pull him out. No, I want to see what this child, he knew he made a mistake because they look at me and they put their head down and I'll be like, so what you going to do about it? I said, if you lose the ball on defense, you better be the first one on the block and beat the point guard half court line and be ready to go on offense. I wait and see what the child is going to do before I just yank him out the game. Now, if he does it 3 times in a row, that's when I pull him out. I tell my assistant, take over, and I sit down on their level on the bench and I talk to them and I put them right back in the game. I don't make them feel like shit and say you're not good enough or whatever. I never had a starting team. I don't believe in starting teams. My starting team is who hustled during practice every day before a game. That's who the starting. You want to start? Show me you want to start. So nobody really had a starting position because you never knew who was going to start. And I will only put it 2 minutes before the game. And that's how you have to be sometimes. You have to allow people to see what they're going to do to fix their mistakes. To keep bringing up the past and who they used to be and the old version of them, what does it do? Oh, it may make the other person feel good and feel better at the moment. But when the camera go off, you still got to go to your pathetic life.
I'll share something with you. We all have skeletons in our closet.
Absolutely. Some of us got cemeteries.
All of us do. So I'm gonna share. I'll share this with you. Yeah, fuck them. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, just let it fly. Ain't nothing you could do about that. You understand? All you can do is just live your life. Live your life. There are mistakes.
Trust me, I thought about it, take heed. I was going, I thought about it. I was like, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you got to internalize. And this is comes from therapy, ladies and gentlemen. You start to internalize things. You start to really think what matters.
Yes.
You go out for a walk and you get fresh air. And then you talk to people that are going to bring value to the conversation, not no hype man. You know what I'm saying? You don't run to the next person and get you a hype man. You run to the person that's going to be real with you and give it raw to you.
And I'll tell you this. One thing that I love, and I always share this on my platform, is one thing I love about my husband is that he brings me to reality.
Brings you down to ground zero.
You understand? Even when I'm upset, when I'm angry, when I have people come at me in my comment section or say something to me, he brings me there. He tells me, baby, the type of business that you in, you got to have thick skin. You got to use that skin that you was raised with, okay? Use that skin you was raised with. He told me, I've been babying you for so long. That's why I hurt. He said, you got to turn the tables on these people. You got to get in the comment section with them and just get them all fired up. And then at the end, you tell them just like this, thank you for your comment. I greatly appreciate you pushing my content. That make them more mad. They already upset. They mad.
Appreciate the engagement.
You kill them with kindness. You kill them with kindness because they expect I know people expected me to come back and barking and do bro. Did it come across my mind? No. I have a son that's why. Even my son, and he was like, Mom. He sat me down because I try not to have the conversations I was having yesterday around him. Mm-hmm. And so, but he kind of got what was going on. He was like, Mom, you can't ration with irrational people. Ooh, I'm like, when I hear my words being said to me, I'm like, he was really listening. He was like, Mom, you knew this was going to happen. He was the first one to tell me the same thing, He was like, Mom, are you ready for this? Because it took me 2 years to decide if I wanted to do a YouTube channel. And it was my beloved Kevin Samuels that pushed me over that edge when he told me I was too old, I wouldn't be respected and stuff like that. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. And I started out on the ironing board. That's how I started out with my stuff on the ironing board and the lamp. And I still did. But you know what? He told me, Mom, are you sure you ready? Because you different. You different. And the topics you want to talk about, you got to have a tough skin. And he reminded me last night. He was like, what are we doing right now? Are we going to be a big girl? Or are we going to fold? And this is my 18-year-old son telling me. I'm like, look at my baby being a man. It was just so and he's watching me. He was like, don't make me come over here tonight, Mom. and watch and see you how you acting. We'll watch the show. I'm gonna be watching you. So, and another thing that I want to put out there on Friday night's barbershop, Miss Locke's smile. She says something that touched my soul. She said, "I have my daughters listen to you because the way you relay the message, they can relate to you." That touched my soul, Take Heed, because now I got people's daughters watching me. You know how I act. So how would it look for me to come up here and act a fool and act crazy, and then her two daughters watching me acting a fool and press unsubscribe? I actually got subscribers off of the yippity yap, but hey, but the fact remains is my pastor watches me. Okay, my therapist emailed me and said, "Call me, no charge," because I don't see her anymore. But she already knew. She knew. She was like, "Call." That was the only female I spoke to, was my ex-therapist. So you see, I did a lot of internalizing. I thought about a lot of things, and this is what I came up with. I'm going to stay in my grace. I'm going to embrace my grace, and we're just going to continue and do the video. So, Black man, if you could play the second show, the second video to continue about Drizzle Drizzle, please and thank you.
It's getting weird.
It's my boy Angry Man.
Jokes, sophomore era, but it's really a thing. Drizzle Drizzle? Are you Negroes? Oh, no, you're not okay. Don't answer that. I mean, like, what extent does it stop? They did it so we can do it too. When women do it.
Wow. You're really butthurt. Look, like the gentlemen have stated clearly, if you don't have the money and you're not able to afford a high value man, then just say that, Drizzle Drizzle.
Y'all know I rock with Angry Man. That I rock with him, and I love the way he is talking out here to these young men and talking to us women too. And he is like the younger New York version of KS, because he be putting it down. Lit, on your perspective, what do you have to say about what he said?
You know what's funny is that a lot of these new women don't know how to read the room.
True.
They don't. The climate has changed, and they have no idea that what they did yesterday no longer works. Today's price is not yesterday's price, ladies. Please believe that. Because all the little comments about you're gay, you're broke, that doesn't work. Somebody said the other day, women don't identify as being broke. They always say men are broke. Women never identify as broke. You ever notice that? But they're always the ones asking for stuff. Mr. Provider, you know what I'm saying? That's all they're looking for. You know, that's their criteria, 6 figures and 6 feet and all this other stuff. You want everything that a man's not, but you can't respect him. Make that make sense. You see what I'm saying? So the problem with these women is that they think that what they used to do is going to continue to work. Well, guess what? Men have compared notes, and it no longer works. You know what they're going to do? They're going to overlook those women, and they're actually going to find the women who really deserve to be married, the women who deserve to be wives, the women who deserve to be cherished. You know what I'm saying? The women who deserve to be in the atmosphere of other high value men. You see what I'm saying? Or regular men. You know, that's another thing too, man. Women like to overlook the brothers in the middle and the brothers at the low, you know? And the killer part about it, everybody wants the guys at the top. Well, guess what? The guys at the top have spoken. If you don't have enough money, you know, to reciprocate, don't come this way. You know, and I think that's brilliant, because they need to hear it from them, because they're not going to listen to the brothers, quote unquote, that's beneath them. You know, they need to get them walk back down the hill. So my thing is this: women like that don't understand. The reason for the drizzle is because you sound foolish. Yep. And it doesn't sound good coming from somebody else, but you just don't understand. That's what you've been saying the whole time. Well, guess what? In the midst of men being in jest, I think some of them have come to the realization, you know what? Dealing with those type of women are not worth it. And they're starting to realize their worth and say, you know what? Yeah, I can do bad all by myself, so to speak. Drizzle, drizzle.
So I wanna say something real quick though.
Go ahead.
So I saw in the chat what somebody was saying, and I want to just address it a little bit.
Go ahead.
So now when I come to social media, right, my content reads that it is for adults only, not for children. So that means I say what the fuck I want to say. Okay. And then secondly, I want to say this. Now I said that part. I want to say another part. When Tank was up here talking about, Tank got up there talking about women. What he say? He said men gotta be in love with the pussy again. Okay, so that's what he said. Men gotta be in love with the pussy again. Let me share something with you, my brothers. Don't be in love with the pussy again. Don't be in love with the pussy again. Okay, don't do that, because you know what happened. If she not a good woman, you in love with the wrong pussy. Okay, don't do that. Okay. So I don't agree with Tank when he got up here talking about being in love with the pussy. Because let me share something with you. Drizzle Drizzle is in full effect. Okay. Drizzle Drizzle is in full effect. And if you can't afford him, okay, stay out your lane. Stay out the lane. I'm sorry. Stay out his lane. Okay. All I'm saying is that a mindset needs to be changed. Brothers are saying this because of the sprinkle sprinkle. It's not that they're copying. What they're doing is they're turning the mirror on you. How do you sound when you tell a brother before we meet, you got to cash at me $500? How does it sound that you tell a brother you just met, you got to fly me out and put me in a 5-star hotel? And then when I get there, I'm not going to give you no pussy. I'm just there because you're supposed to give me money. You know what I'm saying? How does that sound?
Like a prostitute.
Yeah. Yeah. It's modern day prostitution. Because if I got to pay for everything and then at the end I don't get nothing, what does that, you know what I'm saying? That does not make sense. Now, I ain't saying you're supposed to be giving out that pussy. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you're trying to get to know this man, not his wallet. But until we understand that concept, we ain't gonna get it right. You gonna miss. I keep telling my sisters, you will miss this man 4 times, all because you want to be money hungry. All because Sprinkle Sprinkle is telling you get everything that you can out of a man. Mind you, when she turned those cameras off, she's married. When she turned those cameras off, she has somebody she can answer to. But she won't let y'all know that when she turned those cameras off. Then on top of that, the same women that is listening to her, she teaching y'all how to do love potions and all this nonsense. But I'll share something with you. One thing my husband taught me about Africa is that you got to be mindful of what you do. You got to be mindful, because that same spell you call yourself trying to put on a man, it will turn around and bite you in your face. Because sometimes the same spell will turn around and he will love you too much to death. You know,
literally.
So you sitting up here listening to people who married. You listen up, you up here listening to women. Let me share a little tidbit with you. I think Lost in Translation was saying this a couple days ago, that there's a Christian woman that she out here preaching hatred about men. Now I'm gonna share something with you. I always get on this platform and I tell y'all I'm Christian, but I'm not perfect. I don't do everything right. But I will never sit up here and tell you, okay, that men that God deemed king on earth, okay, is evil. I would never tell you that. That's not how women are supposed to teach. We're supposed to teach the young to love their husband, respect their husband. I said husband. We're supposed to teach them that. We're not supposed to teach them to disrespect their husband, be nasty to their husband, hold out on their husband. You can't tell him thank you. You can't tell him I appreciate you. We're not supposed to do that. But the older women have gotten out here because they're bitter, and they out here teaching these younger ones nonsense. And they're telling them, oh, you can get a man in your 70s and 80s and all this, and you can do whatever you want to do. Let me share something with you, just a little tidbit. If you didn't get it right and you done hit the high mark, you didn't get it right, baby, you're not gonna get it right. Just go sit down. Just go sit down. You ain't gonna get it right because you didn't want to when you were young. You ain't gonna get it right. Now, I'm not talking to the women who were married already. You had your thing. You were doing your thing, okay? And maybe your husband went on to glory, or maybe you and your husband didn't work out. But if you and your husband didn't work out, and you knew the part that you played, then kudos to you, baby. I'm respecting you. Long as you ain't come to social media talking about it's all his fault, because now I got a problem with you, because you lying. And that's what we do in this space. My sisters will get out here and we will say it's all the melanated brother's fault. And shout out to Dr. Omar, because he agreed with all that foolery. And whenever we decide to wake up from this foolery, it's going to be too late. But thank God I'm married, so I don't have to deal with this nonsense. I just come out here and curse everybody out and I go home. You know what I'm saying? My king right now looking at me. I'm about to get off the line. All I do is curse you out and I go off. And where I'm going? I'm going up to my room. I'm going to live with my husband. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get cuddled and everything. You know what I'm saying? And all that. I don't know. I'm not in your predicament. You know what I'm saying? I'm not swishing around wine in an empty house. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying it's not me. I'm done. I'm done.
I hear you.
You know what's funny? Take heed. Here's the thing. It takes more effort to make a potion than it does to have a kind word.
Ooh,
can you believe that? They will go through all these incantations, throwing chicken feet in the pot, throwing a turtle feather in the, in the pot, I've newt, a salamander's back. All you have to do is say a kind word.
That's it.
That's the greatest spell of all time.
That's it.
That's it. Tell a man he's handsome.
Ooh.
Tell a man you believe in him.
You look good, baby.
That works a whole lot better. It didn't cost you nothing.
I know.
And it's a whole lot more effective.
I did this at work the other day. I saw a handsome man. He was walking, but he had a frown in his face. It just made him look mad. So I said, if he comes through my line, I'm gonna say it. So I'm cashing him out and whatever. And I said, sir, you need to smile more. And he started smiling. I said, you see, that's what I'm talking about. You're a king. You need to smile more. Yeah, but I don't have much to smile about lately. I said, you know what? You're allowing people to not allow you to smile. Shake it off. You are too handsome. You are a king. And he said, no one's ever said that to me. I said, I know.
Earlier tonight. What did I say earlier tonight?
Ain't nobody nice to men.
I mean, and I'm trying to show women that you just don't have to be nice to the man that you're exchanging bodily fluids to, because that same other man that you're sleeping with, you may have a flat tire on the highway and he's not there to save you, but the next man will, because he saw you stranded and he's gonna stop and help. But if you keep treating all men like shit, you're not gonna get that energy. You're not.
True.
Take it. What did I tell you earlier? Deceive no humble dad. Did I not say that?
You did.
Yeah. Most men never get told that they're handsome.
They don't.
That's why it works better on men than it does women. Women get told.
I do. I be saying the same lines that y'all be saying to us women, to men, and I just to see them bright their smile. I mean, sometimes it backfires on me because they try to holler back. But I'm like, I'm just I saw that you needed it, sir. I don't know when was the last time you heard that, but your outfit is popping. You smell great. You look good. You go, boy. And you see them strutting out the store. They need that. Men need compliments just like we do. Men need reassurance just like we do. Do you know, Lit, that sometimes I can admit this. I do forget that y'all have feelings.
Sure.
I really got to remind myself sometimes, damn, I think I just said something out of out of pocket. I think I was wrong. But the fact that I even forget something, it hasn't happened lately, but this is when I was younger. I would forget that y'all have feelings because y'all are not expected to have feelings or show feelings or express feelings.
Yes.
And that is wrong. Too many men suffer in silence.
They do.
And that's why a lot of men die before the women, because y'all suffer in silence. You're stressed, high blood pressure. I mean, all this crap that y'all go through silently. And we just I don't get it. And these are the same men that have built our infrastructure, that have built our cars, our highways. Look what's going on in Nebraska. And shout out to the people, and God bless them with all the tornadoes. Who you think it's gonna be women that's gonna come in there with the dump trucks and pick up all the debris? No, it's gonna be men getting together from different states, FPL, Georgia Power, everybody gonna be together to try to get the community back and running. It's not gonna be the women. The women gonna be crying and gonna be sad about the house being blown away, but not noticing that they're still alive, that they still got breath in them. Being thankful that their children are okay, that their man is okay to go out there and help. But we don't see that. And when some of us do see it, it's too late. It's too late.
You know what? Take heed. Listen, I'm gonna point out something the lady D said. She said the men won't compliment that they should get a wife. Now, what did I tell you earlier? The only time women give men compliments when there's something in it for them. And she just proved my point. Y'all think I just be saying stuff.
No.
Go back and watch Humble Dad. And this was way before she said this. And I said a long time ago, the only time women give compliments when they want to get something out of the deal. But men give compliments all the time, regardless of whether you married to them or not. Guys ask women to smile just like you asked that guy to smile. He ain't trying to be your man. He just saw that you was looking down and you can use a kind word. But in her case, she's saying the only time a man should get a compliment is if you already have a wife. And I said the only two people who will give a man a compliment is his wife and his mama.
Oh, that's nasty.
Did you hear what I said?
That's real talk.
It's true.
That's true. And she just proved it. That's why I'm over here laughing. Because
that's why she's good. She's good for the show.
Take Heed was in the conversation when I said that. And for her to prove my point, it's just validation.
She is good for the conversation because she proves everything that we talk about as a woman.
Well, when women hit the wall, that's how they do. You know, when women hit the wall, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? They get in the comment section and they want to debunk everything people say. Right. And the winter is there at their door. Right. They just,
but they never take Heed. They never cam up. They never. Yes. Listen, they never cam up. They never come up here. They can't get on the microphone because they can't back up what they say.
But why they always saying they don't need no man? I raised 3 sons by myself.
With all due respect, we do not care.
Did you hear what I said?
We do not care.
Why?
If you want to live your life miserable, go right ahead.
I want to know. I gotta ask that question. Why do you always say that? I raised 3 sons and they turned into great men. Let me share something with you ladies, all y'all in the comment section. You cannot raise sons into men. You can raise them into a copy of you. Yeah, they're going to be like you. They're going to be just like you. And when they get married, there's going to be 2 wives in the house. Because they don't have their daddy logic. They ain't never been groomed under a man before. So they're going to be some woman nightmare that y'all claim to say you raising them to be husbands. How you raising somebody to be a husband? You have never took accountability a day in your life. When shit have gone wrong, you have blamed everybody except yourself. I get so tired of that now. I'm raising my sons to be husbands. You're raising them. You have never been a husband before. You don't know what it is to be a husband. You don't know what it is that a husband go through. But you're raising them to be husbands.
Take heed. She said, I can let their wives tell you what they got. Don't play with me. We don't even know what you got.
Listen, let me explain something to you.
I don't know.
Baby, let me explain something to you. The reason why most women who have kids who are not married can't tell a man how to be a husband is because A, they don't have one. Ooh. And B, if your son asks you, mother, as a husband, what am I to expect? You don't have anything to tell him.
Did you hear what I said?
You don't. You don't have anything to tell him. You know what I'm saying? Well, what if your son walked up to you and said, Mom, as a husband, what should I expect from your wife? What you gonna tell him? Baby, just buy her everything she want. He gonna come back. He gonna be mad at you. He gonna be like, why did you lie to me?
Did you hear what I said?
Why did you lie to me? You know? He gonna be mad at you. Trust me. He gonna be mad at you.
Oh my God.
Exactly. So that's my whole thing.
Yes.
You know, practice what you preach. You know, go on in there and, you know, if you already had this baby, you know, you might want to go and work that out. You know,
I love when they always say, you can't tell my age or how I look, how old I am. No, we can tell. We can tell. We want to be nice. We don't want to say nothing.
I hear you. I mean, I'm not ashamed to tell people my age. I'm 49 years old. I'm finna be 50. Okay, and what? We all supposed to get old. We all supposed to get grays.
That's right. Because I got a lot of gray under this doggone scarf. Listen, baby, I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all. But you know what? You know what? It just, sometimes when people just troll, you just want to pay them back a little bit. You know? You just want to do a little.
Listen, she said, all my sons thank me for birthing them. Ma'am, that's your job.
Did you hear what I said?
You ain't did nothing no other mother ain't did. You know what I'm saying? My question, did you prepare them? You see what I'm saying? That's the question.
Did you
hear what I said?
Think about it. Even dogs and puppies can have babies. That's your function. You see what I'm saying? Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Y'all remember that from back in the day?
Yep.
I mean, if you can have a baby, that's it. But my thing is, did you train them well? Did you give them an example of the wife that they should look for? You know what I mean? No, did you allow your husband to train them up to be husbands? Did you tell them what to expect? I think in Proverbs 31, you know, a mother had to talk to her son and said, son, this is what you look for. Don't lose your strength on women who cause ruin to kings. You see what I'm saying? Did you have that conversation with him?
Did you hear what I said?
You know, did you tell him that I'm gonna get on the internet and I'm gonna spend all my nights trolling men who provide wisdom all night long?
Did you hear what I said?
Did you do that? No, you did not. So my thing is this: I assure you, you do not want to get on our bad side, especially not mine, because I come equipped. You know, the only reason I get my coattail pulled because I believe in obedience is better than sacrifice, and I know who I belong to, and He checks me every day. So with that being said, that's the reason why I use the scripture, because I still know how to swing a mean bat. I'm still a man. I still know what to say, but I know how to put that thing the way it needs to be put. But my thing is this: stop trolling, get in the game, be of use. You see what I'm saying? We appreciate your presence, but your presence is not fruitful. You know what I'm saying? It's not bearing fruit. That's all I'm saying.
When she says so.
Why
what
you
she
mad,
say?
Lady D? Don't be mad, Lady D. We doing the same thing you doing. Don't be mad. We happy that your kids graduated. They homeowners. Right. They live in the same house with their children. They supposed to do that, baby.
You don't get a cookie to do what you're supposed to do.
We happy they doing that. They contributing to the melanated community. We doing the same thing you doing, sis. Anyway, I'm done, y'all. Everybody have
this is closing. We're doing final thoughts because I gotta be back at work at midnight. So I already told BMU we're gonna cut it early. And plus I didn't really want to drag this topic because it's just gotten started. It's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, so I just wanted to touch on it. I want to see it when men are actually putting it into play. They're gonna put a cape and be super mad. That's what's gonna happen, because when they start asking for things like, how do you ask a man to pay for my babysitter if you want to go on a date with me?
Ooh, that's
I'm
nice.
like, where do y'all think that that's okay? How do you? Oh well, you gotta buy some food for my son. I have to feed him. Bitch, feed your son before you go on a date, or don't go on a date at all. You know, now I love it when a man offers, hey, did you want to bring it? I will never say yes on the first date. I would gracefully decline, because of course I don't want to give him that impression. Now we're on a second, third, fourth date, and he asks again, hey, did you want to order something for your son? I said, okay, let me ask him. I already know the answer. I'll text him and I'll be like, hey, you want something to eat? He was like, damn right. And then he'll tell me when I come home from date, he was like, Mom, did he open the door for you? Did he ask about me? Is he only interested in you? Because you know we a package deal, right? Did he offer to buy me something to eat? I mean, he'll question me. He was like, did he allow you to talk about yourself, or was he just overwhelming the conversation? I said, Jordan, you know too much. Your mama didn't taught you too much. He was like, nah, you all told me to treat a girl like you would want a man to treat me, right? I said, yes, sir. And he's like, okay. I'm making sure that whatever man you go out with is treating you appropriately. And when I see him talking like that, I say, you know what? Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for my father, because a lot of the things that I've taught him has come from my own father, from my uncles, from his daddy, his grandfather, from his dad's side. I mean, it takes a village.
It does.
So with that being said, we're going to go close out. Final thoughts on Drizzle Drizzle and anything else you want to sprinkle on it. And then we'll close out for tomorrow night at 9:30, flipping tables on BMU Network. Okay. So we're going to do ladies first. Take heed. Thank you again. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate you. I thank you for that short that you did on the I can come to the cookout. I laughed. I'm like, you know what? You know, a lot of women think that I hate black women, but that's not even the case. I hate y'all fucking attitudes and your ways. That's what I hate. It has nothing to do with your skin color. It really doesn't. My best friend of 30 years is Jamaican, and you know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why y'all think that, but it's okay. It's okay, because other people's opinion is not my reality. And you always have to remember that people who try to bring you down are already beneath you.
Baby, you don't have to prove nothing to me. You ain't even had to tell me that your best friend is Jamaican, baby. Listen, I already said you invited to the cookout.
I know that's right, and I promise I don't put raisins in the potato salad. Okay, boo? Okay, I had a big mama teach me how to cook. I was dating a guy in college, and he saw that all I could cook was Italian and Spanish food. He flew his mama in for 2 weeks and taught me everything he liked to eat. And now I can burn. So take heed. Go ahead and close out. What do you have to say? And share some gems with me.
So I just want to say shout out to all the men who decided to get on the Drizzle Drizzle train. Okay. Continue to be on the train, my brothers. Okay. And I just want to say to my sisters, I don't dislike you. I actually love you. That's why I'm here talking to you. And I'm not one of those aunties, because I like to say I'm an auntie. I'm not one of those aunties that talk humble to you, because y'all been fucking up so long. So
don't call nobody a fuck up.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Listen, I'm not one of those aunties that do that. Now, I'm one of those aunties that will curse you out. I will kiss you. I will pray for you. And I will hug you. But I'm not one of those aunties that will talk soft to you, baby, because y'all been doing bullshit for too long. And that auntie that been sweet talking to you, she tired. So she sent me as her replacement. So I'm going to say what I want to say. And even if you mad with me, it's still the truth. And I'm done.
Thank you so much again. And for your gems and your wisdom. I really appreciate your support. Look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have a melanated queen supporting me. Look at that. Hot damn. Lit. My light-skinned brother from another mother with the smoothest voice on YouTube. Talk to me.
Thank you, Grace, for having me on, and take heed for showing up. I appreciate that. That's how you support your sisters. Listen, a lot of times people got mad at KS because of his tone. Well, maybe I can smooth it out a little bit better for you. Let me lower my voice. Ladies, be more than your beauty. Be better than your beauty. You know, most women wear the same wigs, you know, they wear the same makeup, you know, they have on the same clothes. But my thing is just be better than all of that. Stand out from the crowd. You know what I mean? Have a kind word to say. You know, always be there to help people. Those are the women that men are looking for. You know, women like to complain, well, you guys always hitting the like button. You guys always like the girls with the BBLs and all this other stuff. But guys are not wifing those women up. Men need women that they can rely on. Men need women that they can trust, and men need women that they can talk to. So be better than your beauty. Now, as far as the men are concerned, gentlemen, have a standard and stick to it. Remember, these women that you're going to select will be the mothers of your children. So do not hasten with women who bring ruin to kings. As a reminder, Proverbs 31. Yes, I know you have needs, brothers. Yes. But my thing is control yourself. You know, get busy doing the things that you need to do to be a better man. Learn how to learn each and every day. Make scholarship a part of your appetite. You know, always want to learn more than what you want to learn. Always be more than what you want to be. Yes, you still have to be kind. Yes, you still have to be a gentleman. And I'll say it one time, I said all the time before, manners maketh man. Remember, you have to stand out as well. You can't rely on your money. You know what I mean? You can't rely on your position. Sometimes you have to be kind as well too. So my thing is this, even though you have some people who want to make your life a living hell, remember you still have to be kind, but you don't have to take no wooden nickels. And stand on what you say and believe in what you say. And don't take no mess from nobody else.
Did you hear what I said?
This is Lost in Translation Podcast. I appreciate y'all for having me this evening, Grace. As always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Chad.
Thank you. Okay, so to all my embracers on the Black Man Unfiltered Network, thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. Thank you for showing love. You know I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and everybody's not going to be my cup of tea, and that's okay. But we do, as grown folks, have to learn to agree to disagree. If I said something that hurt your feelings or that you thought must be out of pocket, oh, well, I don't give a fuck. Because if it doesn't apply, let it fly. And if you did get triggered, then I might have said something that had truth in it and you couldn't handle it. So that's your bad. Okay, and it doesn't matter if I was polka dot, Chinese, black, white, it doesn't matter. That shouldn't matter. What should matter, as my queen would say, take heed to the message. Don't shoot the messenger, take heed to the message. And again, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Ladies, y'all better get on your shit and on your game. Because this Drizzle Drizzle movement is going to change the dynamics of how men are going to select their women. They will still select the 304s to get off on their needs, but they are going to start vetting. They are going to start demanding things of us. They are going to start not standing on the sidelines anymore, and they're going to get in the game because they, like Kevin Samuel said, have a pack of wolves. They're getting together. They're exchanging notes. They're learning. They're growing. And things are going to change, and you have to accept change. Men are tired. Men are tired. Men deserve peace too. Men deserve love. They deserve compliments. They deserve their loving when they gave up their last name to you. They gave up the little black book. They're giving up their money to you, and you have the audacity to hold out on them. Where they do that at? Again, I'm not perfect. I have my flaws. I've done my dirt. I've done my things. But you know what? That's the old Grace. I'm trying to move forward and be a better version of myself. So again, I had to remind myself that people that try to bring me down are already beneath me. You're already beneath me, and I am not going to stoop to your level. I will not engage with foolery because I'm on a mission, and I'm a woman of God, and I got too many people depending on me and watching me and expecting high standards of me, because other people's opinions is not my reality. I know who I am. I know who I used to be. I know who I'm trying to be. So for you to try to bring up dirt and downsize me and bring up all my business on live, and okay, so what did that do? That was instant gratification for you, instant humiliation for me, but I'm still here and I still look good. I still got my zaddy. I still got my son. God still woke me up this morning, and it's all good. So with that being said, ladies, please, let's treat our men better. Let's embrace them. Let's appreciate them. Let's love them, no matter what color they are. I guess I have to start putting that out there more because, some people get their panties in a bunch. You know what I'm saying? We got to treat all men better, not just our black men. And all women got to start acting better, not just black women. How about that? You like that better? Does that fit the narrative to you guys now? So with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow night on Unfiltered Network for Flipping Tables. Y'all know to give a shout out to JT What We Know podcast on Wednesday nights. Then y'all know y'all can give me a shout out on Thursday nights on my channel. We're going talking about embracing on taking the high road. And then Friday night, y'all know it be popping out here on Barbershop. Saturday night, my girl Alexis from Texas. And then we also got Miss Jenny. Sometimes she comes on Saturdays. And then on Sundays, we got Grooms and Reviews and Mr. Bennett. Wow, I didn't memorize them all now. I know. So guys, support the network, support the contents on the network, support each other. I love you guys. Thank you for coming up. See y'all tomorrow night. Have a good one.